Hello, welcome to another rant by a old man in his 40s, a handicapped old man in his 40s. Um, I had an epiphany today. I woke up after a dream, and in my dream, I saw destruction, chaos, and everything on fire. And the reason was because people can't shut up and people can't leave kids alone. It was the end of a second civil war. And the purposes of the Civil War was because people can't shut up and leave kids alone. But then it quickly evolved into Republicans versus Democrats. And there was a lot of death and fire and nothing left. And America went from being a first world country to a third world country in a matter of days. I don't know if you know this. You probably don't. Because history isn't taught in schools anymore. Everything taught that you can't even read a clock. Shit, most of you can't even read or write in cursive. Like you're not taught that anymore. You're taught about your sexuality. Like that's the most important thing of growing up, and it's not. You're just being indoctrinated and brainwashed by your teachers who are fucking weirdos and child molesters and pedophiles. That's the truth of the matter. But let's look at it from a mathematical point of view. Do you know what the law of averages are? Law of averages is a bell curve. It's like this bell curve. It's like up, down. One side, like you could apply that to almost anything. And the reason I say almost is because you could apply it to wealth, you could apply it to race, you could apply it to like somebody is on this side and then 50% and then down. You apply it to everything except for the alphabet people. The alphabet people don't have a bell curve because for the entire extremity of human life, it was a flat line and then now it's going up. Well, how do people that can't reproduce or refuse to reproduce with each other because I'm a lesbian, I'm gay, how do they replenish their numbers as they die? By indoctrinating the children of straight people who are trying to teach their children how to live. Now, this isn't to say that, like, some of those kids aren't gay, but facts are facts, and 90%, 96% of the population aren't alphabet people. Only 4% of the population are alphabet people. 4 fucking percent. And that's a world. That's in the world. Out of 7 billion people, 4%, so like 700,000, or not even that, are alphabet people. Cool. We are making laws to placate this 4% of alphabet people, and it's starting to get tiresome to the other 96% of us. Target lost $10 billion in 1 week. Anheuser-Busch might go out of business because they're losing so many sales and having to buy back all of their products because of what they did. People are done. The 96% of us that are just normal people and don't give a fuck about all this bullshit, we're done. We're done. I don't know. I grew up in California. I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. I'm a live and let live kind of person. Honestly, my ideas on politics were used to be like with like Rage Against the Machine. If you don't tell me, fuck you, don't tell me what to do. You know, I was anti big government, anti big pharma. I was anti taxes. I was anti war. That was the left when I was a kid and first was able to start voting. Now I'm considered the right. Anti censorship, yeah. Now I'm considered on the right because I'm still have those same beliefs, but the left wants to censor, believe big pharma, believe big government, believe big business, believe you guys have gone fucking mental. I remember the very first Pride Parade. I think it was early 80s in San Francisco. It was a parade. One day out of the year, there was a Pride Parade. And after a couple of years, the rest of the country, cities in the rest of the country were like, well, we need to have our own Pride Parade. Started doing that. Then it became Pride Week in San Francisco. And all of these different cities across America started going, yeah, we need Pride Week too. Then it became Pride Month, and all of the companies that sell anything were like, yeah, we'll jump on it. It's a whole month. We'll boost our sales. What, to 4% of the population? 4% of the people, like 4 out of 100 customers that walk into your store are going to buy that shit. And you're like, yeah, now, let's sell this shit. This will make us money. And then, like, next month is Pride Month. But to be honest, it's been Pride every day, 365, because that's all you get. That's it. It's just Pride every day because to them, words are violence. Everybody's bringing violence to us. The only people that I know that have been violent recently are the people that are confused with their sexuality. Shit, they still haven't released the manifesto of that fucking transgender that shot a bunch of little kids. Little fucking kids. They still haven't released her manifesto, but some guy in a fucking U-Haul crashes into the gates of the White House. They've got a fucking Nazi flag on display. Come on. Are you fucking serious? You Democrats are starting to really piss me the fuck off. I'm an independent and not in the independent party. Like, I do not join a party on principle. So, like, my friend found out the other day and was shocked. I don't get to vote in any primaries because I'm not part of a party. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm voting Republican every time, all the time, until this shit gets fixed. Because here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Because you alphabet people refuse to shut the fuck up and leave kids alone, which is really easy. Like, you alphabet people, if you just shut the fuck up and left kids alone, like, nobody would have a problem with you right now. But no, you're constantly fucking talking and fucking with kids and talking about this type of rhetoric is going to bring violence. Yes, it is, because you won't shut the fuck up. You ever been in a room with somebody that didn't shut the fuck up? Yeah, you want to start punching them in the face, man. Shut the fuck up. You won't shut the fuck up. And you guys are the most violent. You guys are the quickest to throw punches or push people or attack people because they disagree with you. And you still want to be like, there's going to be violence against us. Yes, it's coming. You're living on borrowed time. We're shutting down these companies that are fucking agreeing with you. The violence is coming because you won't shut the fuck up and leave kids alone. And once the violence comes, what do you think is going to fucking happen? The government's going to step in. How's the government going to step in? Well, I'm going to let you know. Is it easier to protect the 4% of people or punish the 96% of people? Well, it's easier to protect the 4% of people from getting violence, meaning don't ask, don't tell, we'll come back. Pride, everything will be gone, and you motherfuckers will be told to go back into the closet so nobody kills you. You want to like sit there and go, revolution. 4% of the population. Yeah, you're not going to last because you also don't believe in owning guns or anything like that. Like seriously, lynchings are coming back, and and the lynching isn't going to be based on your color. It's going to be based on your sexual orientation, which is really fucked up because there are really good LGB people that I know and care about and that are my friends that are good parents and good people and keep their shit in their bedroom where it fucking belongs. Like I said, I grew up in the 70s or I was born in the 70s. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. I was in high school in the 90s. You think we didn't know a gay person when we saw them? Especially the gay men. The gay girls, they had to tell you because I'm a man. You know, you'd still hit on a chick if you thought she was hot, and she'd be like, "Not into guys," and you'd go, "Okay, that's cool. I really appreciate you for telling me that. Hey, can we hang out? Do you have any girlfriends like that that are straight?" Like that was a conversation that happened in high school in the early '90s to late '90s. Now I couldn't imagine a boy asking that question to somebody that is claiming they're an alphabet person. Well, now you can definitely identify an alphabet person because they usually have like pink, blue, green hair, uh, piercings that they shouldn't have been able to get until they were the age of 18, but somehow they still got them. Uh, yeah, you could tell who they are now, definitely, because they're flying their fucking flag. I'm this type of person. Saw a 16-year-old girl the other day. She had face implants with like piercings in it, a piercing through her nose, a piercing through her septum, lip piercings. I was like, how did you get all those piercings? You're supposed to be 18 to get them. My friend works at a tattoo parlor. How old is he? 38. How is he your friend if he's 38? Oh, he knows my mom. What did you do to get him? Oh, I didn't have to pay for him. I got him for free. Yeah, no, you paid for them. You paid for them. You just are refusing to implicate him in a crime because you're underage. That shouldn't have happened. That is a crime all alone. But when you say, I don't want to implicate, like, I know what he did to you for you to be able to get those piercings. I'm going to end with this. All you alphabet people are living on borrowed time. Borrowed. There's an old saying that says, squeaky wheel gets the grease. And you guys have been getting the grease for about 15 years. And you're still squeaky. You know what happens once you run out of grease? The wheel gets removed. You guys, if you don't shut the fuck up and leave kids alone, you're going to lose everything that you fought for over the past 30 years. You're going to lose your pride. You're going to lose your fucking don't ask, don't tell is going to come back. Fucking, you're going to be forced to stay in the fucking closet. All you have to do to fix that is to shut the fuck up and leave kids alone. But I don't think you have it in you to do that. You're just going to scream louder. You're going to cry louder. And you're going to fucking molest, rape, and indoctrinate and groom more kids. Don't be surprised if you end up hanging from a tree in the next 5 years.